Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to Central Valley Today, the Valley's only live local show that will bring you everything Central Valley. I'm Monique Soltani in for Alex Delgado. Well, coming up on Central Valley Today, the best way to say no, mean it, and make it count. And kids, they know how to email, they know how to text message, they certainly know how to talk back, but do they know the value of a buck? We are teaching your kids how to make and save money the old-fashioned way. Plus, from Oscar surprises to the fashion faux pas, we have the highlights from Hollywood's biggest night. Central Valley Today starts right now. We are starting off with a simple one-syllable word that's only 2 letters, but is one of the most difficult words to utter. Give up? We are talking about saying no. Tiffany Smith is here from Premier Etiquette to tell us why it is okay to say. Hey, Tiffany.
Hi, Monique. How are you today?
I'm great.
Good.
So, Tiffany, what's the deal? Why do women have such a hard time saying no?
Because we're pleasers.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we are just naturally programmed. Science proves it. And I think for our own experiences, we prove it to ourselves that we naturally want to say yes to everything. We don't want to feel that we're letting people down. We want to please. We want to nurture. And so we naturally want to say yes to everything that comes at us.
Now, do men have this problem as well?
I don't know that they do or don't, but if they did, I don't know that they would admit it.
Well, the thing is, a guy will say no and he won't feel bad about it. I'll say no and I'll think and stew and feel guilty about it for a very long time.
So do I. And I think most of us do, and I think most viewers would agree that we are like that. And I think it's just because we're naturally wired this way. We're emotional beings. We're very sensitive beings. And so we naturally just want to get out there and say yes, 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 at the expense of ourselves sometimes.
Right.
And that's what makes it difficult for us to say no, because we feel like we're letting people down.
And sometimes, yeah, we say yes to everything and then we think about it because we didn't really want to do it. We wish we would have said yes. And then, we wish we would have said no, and then we get all mad and it's just this big ordeal.
I know. And then when you say yes and then it's time for that activity that you've committed to and you really don't want to be there, you don't go in with the right intentions. And so your behavior isn't as good as it should be. You're a little grumpy, you're growing impatient with those around you, and so it's really a disadvantage to everyone involved if you just would have learned to say no in the beginning.
And not showed up and ruined the party, right?
Exactly.
With your bad attitude.
Yeah, leave the dark cloud at the door. It's sometimes hard to do.
Exactly. So you have some ways for us to say no gracefully.
We do, and we have some examples too on the board. But just to give you some examples, what about command appearances? You have those friends, they want you there at every one of their children's events. They have a weekend bash over a long holiday and they always expect you there. Or what about the holidays? And so you're thinking to yourself, as fun as those events are, you have a life too, and your life is going to change and will not always be planned around your friends' events and their holiday bashes and long weekend events.
Well, Tiffany, big birthdays and things like that, it's pretty hard to say no to.
It is, but if you feel like it's pulling you away from your family, from your job, or from just some personal things that you want to do in your life. Let's say you just invested in a timeshare and you want to spend the weekend at your timeshare over Memorial Weekend and not always at your friend's party. You've made an investment into yourself and you need to hold on to that.
So it's okay to miss Grandpa's 80th birthday
to
go hang out at the timeshare?
Bring Grandpa with you. Have the timeshare, have the party at the timeshare. But the idea is if it's a consistent, every year Monique has Memorial Day Bash. Every single year do. It's not celebrating someone's significant birthday or a significant anniversary. That's different.
Right.
But if it's a continual, every year we have this party and everybody expects you to be there, you can't always be there. So the idea is to plan in advance. If you know long before that party is coming up that you are going to make other plans and you have other things you need to do, let your friends know ahead of time.
Okay.
And if you're feeling guilty about it,
which we will be.
Which you will. Then you say to them, let's make it up, and how about you and your spouse come over to our house for a barbecue on this date. Set a date with them and make it up.
And what do you do, Tiffany, if then they hold a grudge against you and they're kind of mad? Is there a way to handle that?
Well, all you can do is say you're sorry and that you understand where they're coming from, and you will miss them too. And your friendship is so important, but your life has changed and you need to accommodate both, and that's why you're suggesting let's get together, let's go out for dinner, let's make it up to each other.
Okay, that's a good advice. And we have another problem. What if you just can't stand her husband?
Oh yes, it happens. And vice versa. I'm sure there's a lot of men out there who have trouble with their guy friends' significant others too. And it's going to happen. You can't avoid it. And if you love your friends to death, you are going to find ways to accommodate their significant others, okay? But the idea is, if you know you have something coming up with that couple, you can always say to your best friend, I miss spending time with you alone. Can we do something different? Just the two of us hanging out.
Okay, so you don't want to say, look, I don't like your husband, I don't like your boyfriend, I just want to hang out like we used to do old school when we were back in high school.
You can't do that because if your friend means that much to you, you would never say that.
Right.
And you just have to learn to live with their circumstances a little bit.
Okay.
That person, their significant other, may be totally intolerable. And it happens.
And it's okay, I think, for you to tell your, friend, I want to be alone with you. We can get, facials or go do girly things. The husband won't want to come.
They don't want to come.
They don't want to come.
No.
Okay, no. Of course.
You just say, I want to spend some more time with you alone. How about we take off and we go do something different? And you can't always avoid that person, the intolerable person. So learn to find ways to become close to that person. Take some interest in that person. Find out what they like and see if you can't find another way to get to know that person on a different level than how you've seen them up to this point.
Well, that's a good idea. And what about if you have a friend who's a bully?
Oh, yeah. They twist your arm and everything.
Yeah.
I want to do it my way, this time, and you're thinking, it's not working for me. And that is going to happen. And so, one, you have to decide, is it easy to be friends with this person or not? And you have to make some choices there.
Oh, you might want to just kind of get rid of the friend altogether, maybe.
If it's really dragging you down all the time, you need to have a little respect for yourself.
Okay.
And a little consideration for that person, too, because that is just who they are as an individual. And so either you can ride along with them or you can't. But if they really are arm twisting you into things that you don't want to do, all you need to do is simply say, I cannot do this.
Well, and on the bully line, too, I have some friends that you always do what they want to do, or you go to their events and you go to their functions, but they don't come to yours.
They don't.
And they don't, and that's kind of, you have to weigh the friendship out a little bit there.
You do.
As well.
There has to be equal give and take. In any friendship, any relationship out there, there has to be some give and take in the situation. And so if you feel like you're always having to do something for everyone else, but you don't see that reciprocated back to you, there's a breach in etiquette there.
Right. And real quick on our last one,
Yes.
What if she asks you for money?
Yeah. I would say that most friendships don't outlast the debt that's owed.
Ooh.
So you have to decide in yourself, well, how much is it that they want from us? Can we afford to give that to the person? And then maybe have some stipulations attached to the cash that you're going to give them, such as interest, or you want to see how they're spending the money. If you don't want to give any money to them, you just need to say, I simply don't loan money out to my friends. But in return, I'm willing to help you with your finances. Where are you struggling? Maybe I can look at your spending and see if I can't help you decrease your spending habits. Or maybe you're just not balancing your checkbook correctly. What's going on? And so take an initiative to help and support your friend, but it doesn't mean you have to give them the money.
Right.
But he'd be helpful.
That's good information. My mom used to say, neither a borrower nor a lender be. So
exactly.
That's the deal on that one, Tiffany. And we have your information on the screen if
good.
anybody wants to get a hold of you for etiquette tips or any kind of seminars or anything.
Please.
Tiffany, thank you for teaching us how to say no.
It's okay to say no.
It's
just
okay
do it.
to say no.
Yeah.
All right, great, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Good information.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, does money burn a hole in your teen's pocket? Well, have no fear. Our money man, Tom Weil, is here to help us teach our teens the value of $1. We'll be right back.